It's Friday, May 8th. Oh yeah, the countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of their Round 1 playoff series tonight.
We are learning more about the 3 Canadians isolating after exposure to Hantavirus as efforts to contain the deadly outbreak that started on a cruise ship continue.
It's an SOS call. It's Save Our Snowbirds.
And a Conservative MP is warning that Canada's iconic Snowbirds could be grounded for years. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning, good morning. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edna.
Yes, if you couldn't already tell, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm Melissa Lamb. Yes, we have the Friday feels this morning.
We certainly do. I think all of us are all feeling really good as we head into another weekend, as it starts to get maybe a little bit nicer, hopefully.
One, right?
And it's Mother's Day.
And it's Mother's Day. Well, we have one nice day in the forecast for Mother's Day. And one day that maybe you should make indoor plans. So we'll have the full forecast details in a few minutes.
Looking forward to that. But first off, we're going to get started with breaking news this morning. Brockville police say a teenager has been taken into custody on suspicion of a triple murder. Police say 3 bodies were found in a home on Brockville's Cartier Court around 11:30 yesterday morning. A 17-year-old Brockville resident was located at an address on the outskirts of the city, according to a police press release. That person was taken into custody and has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and assaulting a police officer. Anyone with information about this incident is being asked to contact Brockville Police. The accused, whose identity is protected by the Youth Criminal Justice Act, will appear in court for a bail hearing later today.
Gatineau police have identified the 2 people who died in a murder-suicide at an apartment building yesterday morning. Police say a 34-year-old man killed his 30-year-old partner before taking his own life. The woman has been identified as Shannon John Hickey and the man as Tien Quan Vu. Police were initially called to the building on Rue Laurier for a wellness check, and when they arrived, they saw a fire in a 4th-floor unit. The couple was pronounced dead at the scene.
The countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of their Round 1 playoff series tonight. The series comes back to the capital tied at 1 game apiece. All of the Charge postseason games will be played at the Canadian Tire Centre. The Charge Fan Zone on the plaza outside the Canadian Tire Centre opens at 4 p.m. You can watch the players arrive at the rink on Electric Avenue. There will also be $5 beers, $2 hot dogs, a live DJ, and more before puck drops at 7 p.m.
Another federal government department says it is delaying the return to office plan for now. Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada says employees will be able to continue working 3 days a week on site this summer as opposed to 4. This comes as the Department of National Defense also says workspace is limited. Most federal public sector workers will be required to work in office 4 days a week as of July. Global Affairs has also delayed their RTO plans, citing a lack of office space. There are new details on how many public servants are applying for early retirement packages. The federal government says around 6,000 employees have applied to retire early. In December, 68,000 federal employees were told they qualify for the program, which is part of the government's plan to reduce the size of the public service.
2 Ontario residents who were aboard the Dutch cruise ship during a deadly hantavirus outbreak have returned home and are isolating. Ontario's Health Minister Sylvia Jones says they have no symptoms and are not believed to be at risk of transmitting the virus. A Quebec resident is also isolating in that province after being on the same flight as a passenger who had the virus. That person is also not experiencing any symptoms. The virus has been identified as a strain that is capable of spreading human to human, but epidemiologists say that would only happen through close contact.
We are getting regular updates on not only these 2 individuals, but preparing to see if there are any other individuals who could perhaps return to Canada and Ontario. The incubation and monitoring period will likely be in the 30-day period.
The Ontario residents are among more than 24 passengers who got off the cruise ship April 24th. The World Health Organization says it is developing guidelines for when the other passengers disembark the ship and travel home. The WHO says 8 cases have been reported and 5 have been confirmed as Hantavirus. Of those, 3 people have died.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is preparing to fast-track approvals for major projects across the country.
We're moving forward at speed, but we're doing it in the right way. Consultation with Indigenous partners, with provinces, with all stakeholders.
The plan is to accelerate the approval timelines for key nation-building projects, establishing a 2-year decision deadline. Carney says this will help build things like mines, pipelines, and transit more quickly. Critics say this would bypass checks and balances and would dismiss proper public consultation from Indigenous communities. A tanker truck carrying jet fuel to CFB Petawawa Wednesday night went up in flames last Wednesday, sending plumes of smoke into the sky. This happened on Highway 17 near Whitewater Road outside of Pembroke. The highway was closed for much of the day yesterday, reopening around 5:30. No injuries have been reported, and police say the truck's driver managed to get out safely. Crews say their priority was containing the spread of the fire to the nearby brush.
It was too far gone within minutes, and I mean minutes. Like our response time was probably 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 at the late most, and I mean it was already fully, like it was just too much heat coming out of it. I mean we can put water on it, but you can put water on jet fuel all day.
The site is being assessed by the Ontario Spills Action Centre, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
It was a very lucky day for a slot machine player at the Casino de Lac Lévis in Gatineau.
Lotto Quebec says a man walked away with $1.1 million in prize winnings.
The big win came from a Wheel of Fortune slot machine, which took place on April 24th. Where were the two of you there?
Right.
April 24th, where were you?
24th.
I was not there, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Because if I was there, I probably wouldn't be here.
I'd still be celebrating at that point, too.
I think I might have planned a mini vacation.
Yeah.
Just a little one. Just a little one.
Yeah. A vacation after a vacation.
Imagine that pole and then just goes off. Because I
never stops.
I can
Keeps
imagine
going.
the sounds that it makes when you have that big win as opposed to just your normal one, man.
Oh my goodness. And does the coins just all come out?
I don't million coins anymore.
Flows cash at you.
You know what? It's the number. The numbers just keep rolling. You keep seeing the. Oh my God.
You just
Could
stay
you
there and you're like,
imagine
it's
just
still
waiting?
going.
Like, when is it going to stop? Oh, that would be so exciting. And now I want to know what they did with that $1 million. Maybe planned a little trip down south since we're not seeing very nice weather here over the last couple of days. It's still going to be cool today and below seasonal, unfortunately. We do have one nice day into the weekend forecast. 12 degrees this afternoon, so that is below the norm. The sun will set at 8:17 p.m. later on tonight. Temps right now, it is another cool start to your morning. We're in those single digits, sitting at 5 degrees here this hour. It is 7 over in Montreal, 6 in Cornwall, 4 in Brockville. Kingston not registering quite yet. Oh, there they are, 3 degrees right now. 4 in Pembroke in the Valley and 3 currently in Trenton. Right now in our skies, a little bit cloudy to start off your morning, but we will get to see some sunshine today. So a mix of sun and cloud throughout most of the day. At least we will get to see some sunshine. However, there is a chance later on this afternoon around 4 p.m. that we could start to see some scattered showers. That will continue into your overnight and clear up just after midnight tonight. As we head into your weekend forecast, Saturday is looking beautiful. As we head into Sunday, that's when we are expecting more wet weather on the way. So we do have more spotty showers as we head in towards Sunday. Temps today, a high of only 12 degrees, so a little bit below norm. We should be sitting at around 17 degrees. 13 for Kemptville, Brockville, 12 along the Seaway as well, and down in Kingston. The Valley will sit at 13 for today. Gatineau will sit at 13 as well, 12 over in Mont Tremblant. So if you are heading to the Charge game tonight, or if you're heading to festivities before puck drops, here's what you need to know. Temperature still sitting at our daytime high, which is 12 degrees at 4 p.m. However, that's when we could start to see a few scattered showers. So keep that in mind. We could see some wet weather on the way, and those scattered showers will continue right through until about midnight. So you will see it for puck drop as well as post-game celebrations as well. Temperatures dropping down quite a bit by puck drop to post-game, so keep it in mind. Could be a little bit cool, could be a little bit wet. Spotty showers, so not a complete wash. If we do see some rain, it will kind of enter quickly and leave quickly, so you don't have to worry about being a completely rainy overnight for you. 3 is where temperatures will drop into the overnight as we head into tomorrow. That's our nicer day in the forecast. 16 degrees is the high. At least it is beautiful and sunny as we head into Saturday. Sunday, a high of 14, so cooler temps. And again, more rain on the way. Then next week is looking iffy at the beginning of the work week, but then it will look nicer as we head into Wednesday and Thursday when temperatures warm up and we see that sun.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
Here's a look at your drive-in right now. We do have a disabled vehicle eastbound approaching Island Park. Other than that, no major issues to report on this drive-in. It actually just started moving, so no major issues on your roads this hour. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And forward, we take you to the PWHL playoffs. Frost and Victoire, Montreal up 1 in the final seconds, and Renee Desbiens stops the point shot and then absolutely robs Kelly Panic on the doorstep as time expires. Desbiens just gets her blocker on it to send the shot wide. Montreal getting the win. They lead the series, and Desbiens claims our must-see moment. And coming up tonight on TSN, the inaugural season for the Toronto Tempo gets underway as they host the Washington Mystics. That one gets underway at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
All right, it is contest time. We want you to wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca. We could potentially be paying your bills with a massive $20,000 giveaway. Imagine right now, what would you do with all that money? It is yours to do with as you please. So today's code word is profit. What you do, head to our contest page at ctvottawa.ca, or you can scan that QR code on the left side of your screen. Enter today's code word, profit, with your information for your chance to win. This is the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by beancars.ca, Carleton Place. Good luck to everybody. And still to come on Your Morning Ottawa.
It's an SOS call. It's Save Our Snowbirds.
Could this be the summer of the last chance to see Canada's iconic snowbirds for years? That's the warning from Canada's opposition party. Details on that story coming up a little bit later on. Outside, through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, again, it's not the nicest day we've ever seen for this time of year, but no rainfall as of yet as we head into one of the most important weekends of the year, Mother's Day. Stay with us, 6/12 on your Friday. We'll be right back.
It's 6:15. Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. A 17-year-old has been charged with murder after a suspected triple homicide in Brockville yesterday. 3 Canadians are isolating after potential exposure as officials work to contain a Hantavirus outbreak that started on a Dutch cruise ship. And the puck drops on the first home game of the Ottawa Charge playoff run tonight at 7 p.m. The fan zone outside the Canadian Tire Centre opens at 4 p.m. Here's a look at your forecast right now.
All right, so maybe if you're heading out to the CTC this afternoon, it's looking pretty good. Temperatures won't be the warmest we've seen, but still not too shabby. 12 degrees this afternoon, starting with some cloudy skies, but more sunshine as the hours roll on by into the afternoon. And then tonight, a chance for some showers. So if we do head out this evening, maybe just prepare for a light rain jacket. Full details on the forecast, including your Mother's Day forecast, coming up shortly. Let's take a peek at your roads at this hour, shall we? It is Friday morning. It is 6:16. Everything smooth sailing as of right now. Nothing major to pass along. This summer could be the last chance to see Canada's snowbirds take to the sky. A Conservative MP says the federal government is preparing to pause or even cancel the popular Air Force program due to the aging fleet. CTV's Ottawa Bureau Chief Graham Richardson has all the details.
For decades, they've been a Canadian symbol of blue skies and hot summer days. But Conservatives are now warning 2026 will be the last time Canadians will be able to see the iconic snowbirds for many years to come.
Up front, the Snowbirds are being canceled. This is the last season.
Tommy is the former mayor of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, home base for the Snowbirds. He says the schedule is normal for 2026, but after that, the planes will stay on the ground.
They do our nation proud. and we really need to get behind our snowbirds. It's an SOS call. It's Save Our Snowbirds.
2 air shows confirmed to CTV they are not booked in 2027 and referred all questions back to the Snowbirds. When asked directly about the future of the program, Defence Minister David McGuinty's office refused all comment. One Liberal MP said cost is a factor.
At what cost? So, I mean, yeah, it's a Canadian institution. Would be sad to see it go, but I'm not sure how much it costs for the Snowbirds.
After our story published online, the minister said this in the House of Commons.
This member surely can't be suggesting he's going to put the pilots, the women and men of that fleet, in harm's way.
In 2021, the government committed $30 million to upgrade the fleet and keep it flying until 2030. It appears the Snowbirds won't make it that long.
This is like maple syrup. This is like, ice cold Canadian beer. This is like, gravy on our poutine.
So why not just replace the fleet altogether once and for all? Well, the cost to do that will be between $1 and $2 billion with all the other government priorities. Aerobatics in the air and a new Snowbird fleet may not be top of the list. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ottawa.
All right, let's take a peek outside on your Friday. A little bit cloudy to start, but temperatures not feeling too bad, hovering around 5 degrees shortly. Can you believe we had a frost warning in effect? It is that time of year. Still lots to come on the show. We've got all your Hollywood movies and, of course, Robert Plant talking about all this plants this type of season. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ready to grow your green thumb this season? Join us every Friday as we plant the seeds for gardening success with local experts.
Good to Grow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, Fridays. Brought to you in part by Robert Plant Greenhouses.
Parents at one Ottawa school are calling for action after learning elevated levels of lead were found in their children's drinking water. CTV's Caitlin Wilson has the detail.
It's a very big problem. Yeah, it's a very big problem.
It's a problem hidden in plain sight. For years, Barbara Daniela Gandolfo and Garrett Hansen thought the water at their children's school was safe until they saw the test results.
It is every parent's worst nightmare to discover that their child may have been exposed to dangerous amounts of lead in the water.
A report by the Canadian Environmental Law Association found Fallingbrook Community Elementary School in Orleans had some of the highest lead test results in Ontario, including one test, 30 times the provincial limit of 10 parts per billion, double the federal guideline.
We know that no amount of lead is safe, especially because children are so susceptible to the health impacts of lead.
The report also found the Ottawa Carleton District School Board failed more lead tests than any other board in the province. In a statement, the board says fixtures that exceed the provincial standard are taken out of service, adding some testing occurred during the summer months when water consumption is reduced, which it believes contributed to elevated failures.
We take this very seriously, and we ensure that the water is, if they can't drink from the taps, that the school boards ensure that there are other ways that the kids can get water to them.
But for parents, the question is why Ontario still allows more lead in school drinking water than Health Canada recommends.
What we're talking about is ongoing exposures, and at a population level, that could lead to a large number of children losing 1 or 2 IQ points.
Lead has also been linked to learning disabilities and ADHD. The Environment Minister did not respond to a request for an interview, but in a written response obtained by CTV News, the province says Ontario has one of the most comprehensive testing and mitigation strategies in the country. But experts disagree, saying the province's approach of relying on flushing the system is a temporary Band-Aid, not a permanent fix.
It can build up again within 30 minutes. It's just not a solution. And that's been shown time and again.
Parents at Fallingbrook have now launched a petition urging the province to adopt Health Canada's lead standards and install filters where necessary. In the meantime, some are sending their children to school with water from home, saying temporary fixes are not enough.
We can't just say, oh, it's good enough, we've done the minimum. We are part of Canada. We should have the same regulation on water quality as the rest of Canada.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking for you to send us your wonderful, heartfelt messages for your mom. We'll show your messages right here on the show, kind of continuing on, depending on how many we get over the next couple of hours. So just email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And we've kind of been talking about, you know, what's some of the greatest advice that your mother has given to you. And Rosie, earlier in this week, you gave one of two quotes that your mother gave to you. What was that other one that you had? Because you said your mother gave you such great advice.
Yeah.
But you had a couple of quotes in there. Do you remember the second one?
So the first one was, not everybody's going to love you, so love yourself. And I told you all, I was like, wait a minute, when I was a kid, what do you mean? What do you mean not everyone's going to love me? And then I had to kind of pivot and go, yeah, focus on the last part, love yourself. And this next advice that Mom gives to me when I was a kid and even now, it's like she knew I was going to be an athlete running in track, because she always would say, stay in your lane.
Oh. Wow.
And I was like, how'd she know I was going to be a sprinter? Well, she probably saw me running around the house or something. And so she told me that as well. Stay in your lane. So it's kind of like, again, it's a little bit of...
mind your own business.
Yeah, don't look around too much. Don't get too distracted. And in this day and age, when we got our phones and we're comparing our trips to this person and that person in their life, it's such sage advice, right?
It's great.
It's not easy to do, right?
Yeah.
When you're on your phone, on social media, or you're like, wow, you just got that new, promotion or that car, and then you kind of, no, don't do that. Think about what you've accomplished and who you are. So
absolutely.
Mom gives some great advice. What about you?
They always do. For me, it's just, hi, Mom, first of all, because I know my mom watches every morning.
There's the message right there.
And just thank you so much. I honestly would not be able to do this job without my parents. The amount of times that they have helped us out, and they are watching our kids right now, because my husband and I are both working early mornings right now. So without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. So just thank you so much for always putting us, your kids, first, and now putting your grandkids first. They are the most amazing grandparents, and just thank you so much for all you do for all of us.
And this is why we have a special day on Sunday dedicated to mothers. So what we're doing throughout the show is, like Melissa just stated there, we want to share your messages from you to your mom. You can send in a photo of you and your mom, maybe just a photo of your mom. Send us those messages, and we'll be sharing them a little bit later on in the show.
Can I just send out a special shout out to Mom as well there? Because I told her about the sage advice that she's given, and the message is, I love you.
I love you too, Mama.
And I love you too, Mom. We all love you.
Stay with us, friends. We'll be right back.
Good morning, 6:30. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edden.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Coming up a little bit later on, and when I mean a little bit later, I mean at the end of the show, the wonderful Christian Dare will be here. And we never know what he gets up to, but we definitely always have fun with him.
Yeah, something about Mother's Day.
Great ideas for Mom. And like all types of moms as well. There's like grandma, single mom. Like there's just so many different types of moms that he thinks about for this special day.
He's the best.
He is.
That's going to be very special. Looking forward to that at the end of the show, like you said. We're going to get started right now with today's top stories, and we do have to begin with breaking news this morning. Brockville police say a teenager has been taken into custody on suspicion of a triple murder. Police say 3 bodies were found in a home on Brockville's Cartier Court around 11:30 yesterday morning. A 17-year-old Brockville resident was located at an address on the outskirts of the city, according to a police press release. That person was taken into custody and has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and assaulting a police officer. Anyone with information about this incident is being asked to contact Brockville Police. The accused, whose identity is protected by the Youth Criminal Justice Act, will appear in court for a bail hearing later today.
Gatineau police have identified the 2 people who died in a murder-suicide at an apartment building yesterday morning. Police say a 34-year-old man killed his 30-year-old partner before taking his own life. The woman has been identified as Shannon Jean Hickey, and the man is Tien Quan Vu. Police were initially called to the building on Rue Laurier for a wellness check, and when they arrived, they saw a fire in the 4th floor unit, and the couple was pronounced dead at the scene.
To sports now. The countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of their Round 1 playoff series tonight. The series comes back to the Capitol tied at 1 game apiece. All of the Charge postseason games will be played at the Canadian Tire Centre. The Charge Fan Zone on the plaza outside the Canadian Tire Centre opens at 4 p.m. You can watch the players arrive at the rink on Electric Avenue. There will also be $5 beers, $2 hot dogs, a live DJ, and more before puck drops at 7 p.m.
Another federal government department says it is delaying the return to office plan for now. Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada says employees will be able to continue working 3 days a week on site this summer as opposed to the 4. This comes as the Department of National Defense also says workspace will be limited. Most federal public sector workers will be required to work in office 4 days a week as of July. Global Affairs has also delayed their RTO plans, citing a lack of office space. And there are new details on how many public servants are applying for early retirement packages. The federal government says around 6,000 employees have applied to retire early. In December, 68,000 federal employees were told they qualify for that program, which is part of the government's plan to reduce the size of the public service.
2 Ontario residents who were aboard the Dutch cruise ship during a deadly Hantavirus outbreak have returned home and are isolating. Ontario's Health Minister Sylvia Jones says they have no symptoms and are not believed to be at risk of transmitting the virus. A Quebec resident is also isolating in that province after being on the same flight as a passenger who had the virus. That person is also not experiencing any symptoms. The virus has been identified as a strain that is capable of spreading human to human, but epidemiologists say that would only happen through close contact.
We are getting regular updates on not only these 2 individuals, but preparing to see if there are any other individuals who could perhaps return to Canada and Ontario. The incubation and monitoring period will likely be in the 30-day period.
The Ontario residents are among more than 24 passengers who got off the cruise ship April 24th. The World Health Organization says it is developing guidelines for when the other passengers disembark the ship and travel home. The WHO says 8 cases have been reported and 5 have been confirmed as hantavirus. Of those, 3 people have died. The school at the center of a national tragedy in Tumbler Ridge earlier this year will be demolished and rebuilt on a new site.
One of the things that was apparent to me in conversations with some of the kids from the school was a high level of anxiety about whether or not they'd have to go back to the same school building. And I said in my remarks that night that no child would be forced, no educator would be forced, no staff would be forced to go back into that same school building.
6 people were killed and 2 others were hurt when an 18-year-old former student opened fire at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School in February. There is no timeline yet for the construction of the new school.
A tanker truck carrying jet fuel to CFB Petawawa Wednesday night went up in flames, sending plumes of smoke into the skies. This happened on Highway 17 near Whitewater Road outside of Pembroke. The highway was closed for much of the day yesterday, reopening around 5:30. No injuries have been reported, and police say the truck's driver managed to get out safely. Crews say their priority was containing the spread of the fire to the nearby brush.
It was too far gone within minutes, and I mean minutes. Like our response time was probably 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 at the late most, and I mean it was already fully, like it was just too much heat coming out of it at that. I mean we can put water on it, but you can put water on jet fuel all day.
The site is being assessed by the Ontario Spills Action Centre, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.
And you're being invited to Saunders Farm this weekend for Tulip Fest.
We're so grateful for the support the community has given us over the last 50 years, and we wanted to do something to give back and to make accessible for our community. And we have always loved the Canadian Tulip Festival downtown, and we still do, but we wanted to do something in countryside version.
For us, it's a real time of celebrating connection and togetherness and joy and hope, especially after the long winter we had.
They've transformed a rural orchard into a large-scale tulip experience with nearly 500,000 blooms. This is a new spring festival to mark the 50th anniversary season at Saunders Farm.
And while you may want to tiptoe through the tulips, you don't have to do it for fear of scarring up the monsters and goblins. They are hibernating until Halloween, a time of year that the farm is famous for in the region, which we all know. The scary Saunders Farm turns joyful and happy and non-scary whatsoever. But there's some Halloween colors in there.
Absolutely. So beautiful and out and about. It's so nice to see. It makes me feel like we are definitely in spring season, even though the weather hasn't cooperated too much. It's been cool.
Yeah,
I haven't loved it. I haven't loved it. I remember last May we had a terrible May. This year it's like the verdict's still out. It's still early. However, we haven't had a great May so far. It has been cloudy, it's been cool, it's below seasonal. Of course, we want warmer temperatures this time of the year. We want more sunshine. We will at least get to see a little bit of sunshine today, but it is going to be cooler. And then the weekend is kind of a mixture. We will see one nice day and then one day that's not so great. 5 degrees right now, so we are in those single digits to start off your morning. A little bit cool outside. You'll notice the cool air as soon as you head outside. 4 degrees in the valley, 3 for Kingston, Trenton. 6 is currently where we're sitting at Cornwall. So in our skies, very cloudy out there this morning. It will be a bit of a cloudy day, unfortunately, but still some sunshine kind of here and there throughout the day ahead. So still a little bit of sunshine. And then around 4 p.m., we could start to see a few scattered showers. Very slim chance of seeing these scattered showers. However, we could see a little bit of wet weather. It won't be a complete wash. If we do see a little bit of rain, it will be pretty quickly. However, it could last until about midnight. That's when there's a chance of those scattered showers from 4 p.m. till about midnight. Then it should clear up and we will get to see sunshine for tomorrow, but then wet as we head into Wednesday. 12 degrees is the high for today, so not terrible. However, it could be better. We could be sitting at highs of 17, 18 degrees, and unfortunately, we're not going to see that over the next week. 13 in the Valley, 12 in Bancroft, 12 as well in Trenton and Kingston, 13 out in Brockville for today. 13 is also the daytime high in Gatineau. So if you are heading to the Titans home opener, that is tonight at the baseball stadium. Of course, it starts at 7 p.m. What are you expecting? We could see some scattered showers. Temperatures will be hovering around 11 degrees for the first pitch, and by the 7th inning, be hovering around 9 degrees. We could see those scattered showers this evening. 30% chance of those showers from 4 p.m. onward. So just keep in mind, could be a little bit cool, and we could get a little bit of rain in the forecast for us later on this evening. Over the next couple of days, temperatures kind of all over the map. 16 for tomorrow. That's our beautiful day. Lots of sunshine. Overnight lows warming up starting Saturday. Sunday, we could see some more scattered showers, so it's a little bit wet, also slightly cooler. It will start off cool next week, but then warming up as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, where we will see more sunshine.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
And we do have a major collision right now westbound on Walkley. A vehicle has hit a traffic light and debris has scattered into the eastbound lanes. There are a number of emergency vehicles on the scene. The vehicle has been removed, but still avoid the area as traffic is backed up near Walkley and Halifax. And other than that, traffic is flowing pretty well this hour on the 417, 416, and 174. No major delays so far.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Ottawa, what we know about the Canadians in isolation after exposure to hantavirus after that cruise ship outbreak. We'll bring you the latest coming up next. Here's a live look for our Skycam this morning. A bit of a great start to your morning and cool as well, sitting at 5 degrees. Don't worry, we will get to see some sunshine today. Happy Friday, everyone. It is 6:41.
Welcome back. Canadian consular officials are on their way to meet up with 4 Canadians still on board the cruise ship MV Hondias. 2 other passengers are already home. A third, a Quebecer, is being monitored after coming in contact with an infected person. We're going to check in with CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst this morning for the latest on the deadly Hantavirus outbreak. Good morning to you, Scott. So what more are we learning about the Canadians still on board and those back in Canada?
Good morning, Rosie. At this time, health officials across 4 continents are now tracking passengers and monitoring those passengers who got off the cruise ship before the deadly outbreak was detected. And as you mentioned, that includes 2 Canadian passengers from Ontario. And according to Ontario's health minister, these 2 individuals have been monitored since day 1 and are still being assessed on a daily basis. That third person that you mentioned, that Canadian from Quebec, is also being closely watched. That person, however, not a passenger on the cruise ship, rather on the same flight as a passenger with Hantavirus. And now Quebec's health minister has stated that they believe that it doesn't appear that they were in close proximity to the passenger, so the risk of transmission is likely very low. However, the Quebec person is in isolation. In terms of the 4 passengers still on board the vessel on the way to Canary Islands, here's more from Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand.
All public health protocols will be followed when the support is being offered to the Canadians and thereafter. I will also indicate that we have contacted the Canadians by email after obtaining the manifest of the ship, and again offering all support to those Canadians should they wish to have it.
So, Rosie, what we know at this time is that the 4 Canadians who remain on board are showing no symptoms. The vessel, as I mentioned, is on its way to the Canary Islands, where plans are being made for the passengers to disembark, and consular officials are on their way to help when they are back on land, Rosie.
Scott, that is good news that these passengers are showing no symptoms. But what's the latest on the investigation into the outbreak itself?
So what we know is that 3 people have died since the ship set sail from Argentina about a month ago. 8 others are suspected to have contracted the virus. Now, investigators in Argentina suspect a Dutch couple may have contracted the virus while on a bird watching trip before they boarded the cruise ship. None of the remaining passengers, however, or crew on the ship are currently symptomatic. The strain of Hantavirus is known as the Andes virus. It's usually spread by the inhalation of contaminated rodent droppings, and it's the only Hantavirus thought to spread from human to human. However, the World Health Organization says the risk to the wider public is low. So while we're hearing a lot, Rosie, about contact tracing, about isolating, it sure might bring up memories of the early days of COVID. But public health officials and experts from the WHO believe that's likely where the parallels will end. They're not the same virus, and they say it is unlikely to turn into a major public health emergency.
Well, that is certainly good news. Thank you so much for your time, Scott Hurst.
Thanks, Rosie.
Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we asked you to send us a message from your mom. We wanted you to say, what is the message that you have for your mother today on this very, very pre-Mother's Day show on Friday? And here's what some of you had to say.
Absolutely. Jackson and Mackenzie say, Happy Mother's Day, Samantha. Thank you for being an amazing mom and for everything you do for us every day.
Yes.
I love that. So sweet.
Nice. Jackson and Mackenzie, there you go. Get that message in for Mom. And Elaine says, my mother was generous, kind, smart, funny, and always herself. She was a real character who I miss every day. Love you, Mom. What a beautiful picture of your mom.
Stunning.
A great way to celebrate her. We're so glad that you can share a little bit about your mom with us. That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I really love the one line, always be yourself. You know, we try to get that message across all the every time, where just always continue to be your true, authentic self. And what a wonderful message from Elaine.
That is very special.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll keep this conversation going. If you want to send a mother through us to your mom. Send us those messages. You can email us yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca, and feel free to share a picture like Elaine did as well. We'd love to share that with our show today. All right, we are continuing with our contest this week. We want you to wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca. We could be paying your bills with a nice, massive $20,000 giveaway. Think about what you could do right now with all that money. It is yours to do with as you please. Today's code word is profit. So what you do, head to our contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the left side of your screen. Enter code word profit with all of your information for your chance to win. This is the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by beancars.ca Carleton Place. Good luck to everybody.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, a British historian and television icon is marking his 100th birthday today. We'll tell you more on that just ahead. Here's a live look at our Skycam on George Street this morning. Not a bad looking start to your day. A little cool out there right now, sitting at 5 degrees. Starting to see a little bit of sunshine for you on your Friday. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 6:50. It is time now for your morning fix, and the 100th birthday of British historian David Attenborough is being marked with a line in the sand, well, actually, quite a few. It is a giant portrait of Attenborough, and it has been carved into a beach in England to mark this special occasion. The creation was made with rakes and is about 80 meters long. The earthly sketch is fitting for Attenborough, who is best known, of course, for his nature documentaries. The piece of art is temporary, of course, because once the tide comes in, the sand drawing will unfortunately be swept away. Oh. But how stunning.
And what a perfect representation
Right?
for the man behind the nature docs, right? That voice is iconic.
Yes.
And then tying it into doing something on the beaches where the areas where he
massive.
covers great. Look how big that is.
Yeah, it's huge. So cool.
I'd love to see his reaction to that, like once it's finally done, and then him do a voiceover to him reacting to it.
Right,
You know.
right. And a spoiler alert, if you're still 130 years behind Sherlock Holmes. Fans of the literary sleuth gathered at this waterfall in Switzerland to relive the moment Holmes and his nemesis, Professor Moriarty, plummeted to their death. But Holmes' return was elementary. The author relented a decade later, revealing Holmes had staged his death.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, what a classic
You didn't know,
moment.
now you do.
Sorry for the spoiler.
Yes, exactly. And a music icon and film icon have collaborated on an incredible concert experience. She changed music and he changed movies. Together, they've reinvented the concert experience. Billie Eilish and James Cameron are bringing an innovative new concert experience to the big screen. Captured during her sold-out world tour, Billie Eilish hit Me Hard and Soft. The tour, live in 3D, opens in theaters today. So now you can catch it if you didn't get to go to her concert, but very cool.
Unreal. And
Right?
for those maybe that aren't aware, James Cameron is one of the best directors to ever do it, with Alien, with Terminator, with Titanic, with Avatar.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited because I don't think I have personally ever seen a collaboration like this with a
Right?
director that does those movies and an artist.
It gives me hope, too, because Billie Eilish is what, like 20, all of 20 years
Yeah,
old? He's like in his early 70s, I believe, and the two can come together and create art. Fantastic
absolutely
stuff.
cool.
It's real fun. All right, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is 6:56 on your Friday morning. Melissa, what's the temp out there right now? 5 degrees. So you're probably going to want to grab a jacket before you head outside. We'll be right back after this short break. Good morning, Ottawa. It's Friday, May 8th. The countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of their Round 1 playoff series tonight.
We are learning more about the 3 Canadians isolating after exposure to Hantavirus as efforts to contain the deadly outbreak that started on a cruise ship continue.
It's an SOS call. It's Save Our Snowbirds.
And a Conservative MP is warning that Canada's iconic Snowbirds could be grounded for years. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning, 7 o'clock on the nose. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we are looking forward to talking about the forecast. We've got some special Mother's Day segments. At the very end of the show, we've got Christian Dare, who is always up to something. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But first off, we're going to get to today's top stories. And we begin with breaking news this morning. Brockville police say a teenager has been taken into custody on suspicion of a triple murder. Police say 3 bodies were found in a home on Brockville's Cartier Court around 11:30 yesterday morning. A 17-year-old Brockville resident was located at an address on the outskirts of the city, according to a police press release. That person was taken into custody and has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and assaulting a police officer. Anyone with information about this incident is being asked to contact Brockville Police. The accused, whose identity is protected by the Youth Criminal Justice Act, will appear in court for a bail hearing later today.
Gatineau police have identified the 2 people who died in a murder-suicide in an apartment building Wednesday morning. Police say a 34-year-old man killed his 30-year-old partner before taking his own life. The woman has been identified as Shannon Jean Hickey and the man as Tien Quan Vu. Police were initially called to the building on Rue Laurier for a wellness check, and when they arrived, they saw a fire in a 4th-floor unit. The couple was pronounced dead at the scene.
To sports now, the countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of the Round 1 playoff series tonight. The series comes back to the capital tied at 1 game apiece. All of the Charge postseason games will be played at the Canadian Tire Centre. The Charge Fan Zone on the plaza outside the Canadian Tire Centre opens at 4 p.m. You can watch the players arrive at the rink on Electric Avenue. There will also be $5 beers, $2 hot dogs, a live DJ, and more before puck drops at 7 p.m.
Another federal government department says it is delaying the return to office plan for now. Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada says employees will be able to continue working 3 days a week this site on this summer schedule so far, as opposed to the 4 that was initially started. This comes as the Department of National Defense also says workspace is limited. Most federal public sector workers will be required to work in office 4 days a week as of July. Global Affairs has also delayed their RTO plans, citing a lack of office space. And there are also new details on how many public servants are applying for early retirement packages. The federal government says around 6,000 employees have applied to retire early so far. In December, 68,000 federal employees were told that they were qualified for the program, which is all part of the government's plan to reduce the size of the public service.
2 Ontario residents who were aboard the Dutch cruise ship during a deadly hantavirus outbreak have returned home and are isolating. Ontario's Health Minister Sylvia Jones says they have no symptoms and are not believed to be at risk of transmitting the virus. A Quebec resident is also isolating in that province after being on the same flight as a passenger who had the virus. That person is also not experiencing any symptoms. The virus has been identified as a strain that is capable of spreading human to human, but epidemiologists say that would only happen through close contact.
We are getting regular updates on not only these 2 individuals, but preparing to see if there are any other individuals who could perhaps return to Canada and Ontario. The incubation and monitoring period will likely be in the 30-day period.
The Ontario residents are among more than 24 passengers who got off the cruise ship April 24th. The World Health Organization says it is developing guidelines for when the other passengers disembark the ship and travel home. The WHO says 8 cases have been reported and 5 have been confirmed as hantavirus. Of those, 3 people have died. The school at the center of a national tragedy in Tumbler Ridge earlier this year will be demolished and rebuilt on a new site.
One of the things that was apparent to me in conversations with some of the kids from the school was a high level of anxiety about whether or not they'd have to go back to the same school building. And I said in my remarks that night that no child would be forced, no educator would be forced, no staff would be forced to go back into that same school building.
6 people were killed and 2 others were hurt when an 18-year-old former student opened fire at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School in February. There is no timeline yet for the construction of the new school.
A tanker truck carrying jet fuel to CFB Petawawa Wednesday night went up in flames, sending plumes of smoke into the skies. This happened on Highway 17 near Whitewater Road, just outside of Pembroke. The highway was closed for much of the day yesterday, reopening around 5:30. No injuries yet have been reported, and police say the truck's driver managed to get out safely. Crews say their priority was containing the spread of the fire to the nearby brush.
It was too far gone within minutes, and I mean minutes. Like our response time was probably 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 at the late most, and I mean it was already fully, like it was just too much heat coming out of it at that. I mean, we can put water on it, but you can put water on jet fuel all day.
The site is being assessed by the Ontario Spills Action Centre, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.
A new poll finds most Canadians want social media and AI chatbots banned for kids under the age of 16.
The Leger poll found 70% of respondents say they support age restrictions for social media platforms like Instagram or TikTok.
Nearly the same number support the same policy for AI chatbots like ChatGPT. Overall, more than 80% of people report being concerned about the potential negative impact that the services could have on children and teens. And you know, I feel like this is just a classic case of we jumped 5 steps ahead before we put in regulations and safety concerns, sticking about it with all we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we do have your weather picture of the day today, and Elaine sent this in to us. It was taken at the Somerstown Trail on Thursday. The flower is Ontario's official flower, the Trillium. Thank you, Elaine.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we would love to see your weather pictures as well. Just like Elaine, send them in to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. You could be featured right here on the show. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. Bit of a cool day in the forecast for us and a little bit below seasonal, unfortunately. The sun will set tonight, 8:17 p.m. Still sitting at 5 degrees, similar day to yesterday, where it's a little bit cloudy, then it's sunny, and it's cloudy, and it's sunny. That's what we will see throughout most of the day today. 4 out in the valley, as well as in Kingston, 5 in Trenton, 4 currently in Brockville, 6 currently along the Seaway. So right now in our skies, a little bit cloudy, but we will still see a bit of sunshine kind of off and on throughout the day ahead. Spotty showers possible, starting around 4 p.m. and continuing till about midnight. We could see a few spotty showers in the forecast. So if you're heading anywhere this evening, just be prepared for cooler temps. And of course, we could see a bit of wet weather on the way. It will be nice and clear as we head into tomorrow, nice and sunny. But then as we head into Sunday, that's when we're expecting more rain in the forecast for us. Kids heading off to school today, 12 degrees, cloudy skies throughout most of the day, but still a little bit of sunshine here and there throughout the day ahead. 12 as well in Cornwall, 13 for Brockville, Kemptville, and out in the valley, 12 in Trenton today, as well as over in Kingston. 13 is your daytime high over in Gatineau. So Ottawa Charge playoff game tonight at home at the CTC if you're heading to the festivities when the fan zone opens at 4 p.m. Temperature still at our daytime high, which is 12 degrees, getting to see a bit of sunshine at that time. However, there is a chance of those scattered showers from 4 p.m. till midnight. So we could see some showers at puck drop. 11 degrees is where temperature will hover. Then post-game temps hovering around 8 degrees and could still see those showers. So bring a sweater if you're heading anywhere tonight. And of course, maybe even an umbrella because it could get a little bit wet. Overnight temps will fall to 3 degrees, 16 as we head into tomorrow. That's our beautiful, sunny, warm day as we head into the weekend. Absolutely gorgeous, slightly cooler for Sunday. We are expecting some wet weather, most of it happening in the overnight and early morning hours on Monday. Next week, we'll start off a little bit cool, but then by Wednesday and Thursday, we will see lots of sunshine.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
And we do have a collision westbound on the 417 at the split. The right-hand shoulder is blocked and slowing traffic down quite a bit. We're also dealing with the aftermath of a collision on Walkley near the intersection of Halifax Drive, so avoid that area if you can. Other than that, those 2 areas, everything else is running smoothly this hour. Will.
All right, in sports news, the Ottawa Charge return home to play in Game 3 tonight of the PWHL playoffs, where each home game is played at the CTC. Series currently tied at 1 game apiece, so we'll bring in the GM, Mike Hirschfeld, to chat about the series. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Will.
First, I just want to talk about, at this point so far, how do you think the series is going tied at a game?
Yeah, obviously it's always difficult when you go on the road for the first 2 games, so we're thrilled to come back tied at 1-1. We don't feel like we've played our best hockey yet, so that's ahead of us, and so we're really excited for the game tonight.
And ahead of that first Game 1, it was announced that all of the home playoff games would be played at the Canadian Tire Centre. Once that news was announced, I'm curious to see, what was the players' reaction?
Oh, the players were super excited. I mean, we get so much motivation and lift from our fan base and the crowd, and they motivate us and help us play better. So, the idea that we'd have, 15,000 plus people in the arena supporting us, cheering us on, it makes a huge difference. So the players are super excited.
It's so wonderful to see too, right? And throughout the year, really over the last couple of years, how have you seen this community come together to support the Ottawa Charge?
Yeah, we've been really fortunate. We say it all the time, but the fan base here in this city has been behind us from day one. And, we've been selling out at TD Arena consistently, and so when this opportunity came to play at Canadian Tire Centre and open the doors up to more people, that was something that we wanted to jump at. So, we can't say enough about the fan base here. It's been terrific.
And like you stated, north of 15,000 fans going to tonight's game. If you are headed out there, yesterday you announced some festivities, some activations. So what's going to be going on if we head to the game tonight?
Yeah, the players will be arriving around 4 o'clock and doing what we call Electric Avenue, so signing autographs, doing photos as they enter the arena and get ready for the game. There'll be a live DJ, there'll be discounted food and beer, so it should be a really fun afternoon.
It's so fun, too, and you can just see the excitement that everyone has for this team as we look ahead. What do you think they need to do today to get that first win at home in the series?
Well, we've been working obviously hard the last couple of days in practice. Really excited. I think we've got, again, the home fans will really motivate us and help lift us, and we're excited to score a couple more goals tonight. I think, so far in the series we've been shut down a little bit, but I think we're ready for a breakout tonight and excited to get, 3 or 4 in there, and then we don't have to rely on Gwyneth so much.
And I feel like, the entire arena is going to just be waiting to explode, especially if you can get that first goal, which is so exciting. Talk to me about, the progress through women's sports, specifically in Ottawa, when you have a team like this doing so well.
Yeah, I think it's just really exciting, to see the growth of our sport. We just had a new expansion team in Detroit earlier this week. So everyone who sees our product, sees our sport, is blown away by the speed and athleticism of these athletes. And so it's just exciting to see the trajectory that we're on. And again, a new expansion team, potentially more coming down the road, I think just speaks volumes to, how well this sport has been accepted.
It's so great, right? I grew up with so many women that played sports, and,
right.
and as I got older and older, it started becoming more apparent of more women getting into sports. When you look at the youth of women in our sports with the girls playing, how much do they look up to players like this?
Oh, well, that's what's so much fun about these games is, a big portion of the crowd tonight will be young girls and young boys who are there to cheer on our players. So that's where you're having a real impact, is to see that next generation are going to have this opportunity to play in a professional league moving forward.
And that's Game 3. Game 4 is actually going to be at the CTC as well on Sunday, but it's Mother's Day, but that's a great kind of game to go and maybe spend with your mother.
Yeah, it's a 3 o'clock start, so maybe have some brunch with your mom and then come on out, and it should be another great day.
I love that, and that's a 3 p.m. afternoon game. And I have to ask you, the excitement around the city for the Ottawa Charge playing these playoff games at the CTC, could we potentially maybe see that move on into the future of next season?
Yeah, it's something we're definitely in discussions about where we're going to play next year, so CTC is definitely one of the places that we're considering.
Awesome. Well, the whole Ottawa squad is all in support of the Ottawa Charge tonight. Good luck tonight, and we'll be cheering for you.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
All right, Melissa, over to you.
Well, May is Motorcycle Safety Month, and coming up next, we learn more about how to stay safe on your bike. Our guest is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look for a Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. A cool start to your Friday, sitting at 5 degrees, a bit of sunshine into your afternoon. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:14. May is Motorcycle Awareness Month, and here with the message of this year's campaign, we have Steve Reed joining us this morning in studio. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Melissa. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so excited to have you here. Such an important topic to discuss. Let's talk about May being Motorcycle Awareness Month and the message of this year's campaign.
Yeah, the message this year is stay safe, respect the road.
Okay.
It's the first time that the Canadian Motorcycle Association and Moto Canada have come together with a unified national campaign that speaks to 5 different pillars about motorcycle safety for the campaign this year. It's great.
Why is it important to have an awareness month like May?
Right, so as you can imagine, we are just coming off of a very long winter.
Yes.
Motorcyclists are now going to be back on the road, and so it makes sense to have some subject matter that speaks to the rider and also speaks to all the other road users to start to think about us back on the road doing our thing.
And why are motorcycles, why can they be fatal? Can you kind of talk about what causes them to be so fatal?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say overall there's, it's a fatal or dangerous to ride a motorcycle, but certainly it's a higher risk pastime or passion. And so we have some key messaging this year that touches upon that message. First one, of course, is ride safe. We want folks to ride within limits, so road conditions, traffic, as you know, weather. We want riders to be responsible riders, and the number one message there is to ride sober.
Okay.
So what we've seen in the past is in motorcycle fatalities, being impaired from alcohol or drugs is a 50% contributor to a motorcycle fatality. So anybody who's riding a bike, it's a precision machine. You definitely want to have all your faculties with you. You want to be riding with a clean mind.
And let's talk about pre-ride inspection and what people should be doing.
Absolutely. So take a few minutes to check your bike before you go on a ride, check your chain tension, check your fluids, check your signals, and most importantly, you want to check your tire pressures.
Okay, let's talk about this. We have the tire here, so what would you be checking for?
Well, number one, you want to do a quick visual to make sure that there's no punctures, there's no fraying. You might have picked up a nail. You want to make sure that the tire's clean and safe. But the most important thing is to check your tire pressures every single ride, because when your tire is underinflated, it actually doesn't respond to inputs the same. So if you can think of it like there's a bit of a squish factor, if you're going to be braking or accelerating or leaning, if you don't have the proper tire pressure, it has to squish before it does what it's supposed to do. So that can be a very easy thing to check every ride. Get a good tire gauge, make sure that your pressures are at the right level.
And you also have a message to look twice.
Yeah, exactly. So if you think of our eyes like a camera, and inside our eyes, in the macular section, we have a thing called a fovea. And so when you're at an intersection, a driver at an intersection, you turn left and right, what's happening is you're getting fixations. You're not actually seeing the entire picture. Our brain fills in the gaps, and the gaps are called saccades. So when you pull up an intersection, you're doing a left and a right, a motorcycle rider, a cyclist, a pedestrian can disappear in that saccade. And so that's why we encourage folks to look twice, because we're not actually seeing the whole thing. And as we age, and I just turned 60, our eyes start to degenerate, and so our high vision component of our eye also deteriorates, so we lose a lot of that high resolution capability.
Interesting. Okay, and let's talk about emergency preparedness.
Yes, absolutely. So the Canadian Red Cross has come out with a medical emergency information tag, and what this is a no-tech, no-fail means for a rider to have their medical information right on their helmet.
Wow.
So what you have is a double-sided piece of synthetic paper, captures everything and more that EMS and maybe a receiving hospital need to do their job, goes right on the helmet. Hopefully you never need to use it, but it's there just in case and accessible and immediately available for the information. So little pieces you can do.
Absolutely. And where can people go for more information?
Well, you can go to the Moto Canada website, you can go to the Canadian Motorcycle Association website, and we have all of the 5 pillars there. We speak to all of the points we want folks to look at, so I encourage you to go and have a look, brush up, and be ready for the 2026 riding season.
Well, thank you so much again for joining us here today and getting us prepared. Rosie.
After experiencing infant loss during pregnancy, Tovia Smith wrote Hello Being, a spark of life, a legacy of love. It's a deeply personal story, and Tovia joins us this morning to share her story. Good morning to you, Tovia.
Good morning.
We're really glad that you could be here today. I want to talk about how it appears that you've taken grief, a very profound grief, and turned it into something positive. Can we talk about the inception of this book?
Well, it came through
having gone through pregnancy and infant loss a number of years ago. And, you know, writing this didn't just happen. It took a number of years before, you know, realizing that we were not the only ones experiencing something so tragic, and that there are so many other people who go through losing a child during pregnancy, whether it's a miscarriage or stillbirth. In our case, we had to decide to terminate. So when it came about to share our story, it felt natural, it felt right, because we know that there are other people walking in this journey alone.
You've got the book and the journal.
Yes.
And I feel that with the journal, you want to take that pain and turn it into some sort of action. Is that right?
That's correct. So this journal here, it's not typical. It isn't just prompts. It's interactive in the sense that there are several activities in here which allow for us to creatively express our grief. So if I may open the pages.
Okay, I'll hold that for you.
We have section 2, which is our healing in color section, where in here we are encouraging the users of the book to, you know, write, color, create a collage, paint.
Again,
whatever.
Action. Right.
To express what they're feeling in that moment.
Can you express to us about the book itself? I love how it's extremely graphic and colorful and full of images. What was the idea behind the approach of this book here? I mean, like, look at this.
We wanted to capture what the womb could potentially be like. When we think of the innards, we think dark, but for us, we wanted it to be warm and nurturing and full of love and vibrancy.
Oh, that's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, so that's what we chose to do.
Look at that. What have you learned about yourself through this process of writing this book?
That I'm stronger than I gave myself credit for. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
We can find the books wherever, at any major bookstore?
So right now the books are currently listed on Amazon.ca or .com, and this is where you'll be able to purchase them for right now.
We're really glad that you can come on the show today. Tovia Smith, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The books are meaningful and impactful, and we're glad that you can come on here and share the books
Thank you
with
for
us.
having us.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Really appreciate you. Now we're going to send it on over to you, Will.
All right, well, I actually have Tovia's son here because I need some help reading this bump. So what do we got here for the next one?
Coming up next on your Morning Ottawa.
Absolutely nails it. We got training camp for the Ottawa Redblacks starts this weekend, and we get a preview of the season, how you can come help out and watch some players, AJ Allen and Gino Lewis, right here in studio with all the details. Stay with us, friends. We'll be right back.
CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Ready to grow your green thumb this season? Join us every Friday as we plant the seeds for gardening success with local experts.
Good to Grow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, Fridays. Brought to you in part by Robert Plant Greenhouses.
Good morning. Coming up on 7:30, welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
Halfway point in the show. Happy Friday. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And of course, one thing I'm looking forward to this weekend is celebrating Mother's Day with my husband, because each and every year the Redblacks training camp starts on Mother's Day. And this year he's not part of it, so I have him home.
You get Nigel back this Mother's Day.
Put your feet up
Yeah,
right?
We do have a couple of players in studio this morning, and they're getting set for training camp on Mother's Day. So we're going to get a little preview and get their thoughts on the season.
You can't fully escape it. It's still there with you, even on our show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So
We're
very
looking
exciting
forward
times.
to that. Absolutely. Let's take a look right now at today's top stories. And we begin with breaking news this morning. Brockville police say a teenager has been taken into custody on suspicion of a triple murder. Police say 3 bodies were found in a home on Brockville's Cartier Court around 11:30 yesterday morning. A 17-year-old Brockville resident was located at an address on the outskirts of the city, according to a police press release. That person was taken into custody and has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and assaulting a police officer. Anyone with information about this incident is being asked to contact Brockville Police. The accused, whose identity is protected by the Youth Criminal Justice Act, will appear in court for a bail hearing later today.
Gatineau police have identified the 2 people who died in a murder-suicide in an apartment building Wednesday morning. Police say a 34-year-old man killed his 30-year-old partner before taking his own life. The woman has been identified as Shannon John Hickey and the man as Tien Quan Vu. Police were initially called to the building on Rue Laurier for a wellness check, and once they arrived, they saw a fire in the 4th floor unit, and the couple was pronounced dead at the scene.
To sports now, the countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of their Round 1 playoff series tonight. The series comes back to the capital, tied at 1 game apiece. All of the Charge postseason games will be played at the Canadian Tire Centre. The Charge Fan Zone on the plaza outside the Canadian Tire Centre opens at 4 p.m. You can watch the players arrive at the rink on Electric Avenue. There will also be $5 beers, $2 hot dogs, a live DJ, and more before puck drops at 7 p.m.
Another federal government department says it is delaying the return to office plan for now. Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada says employees will be able to continue working 3 days a week on site this summer as opposed to the 4. This comes as the Department of National Defense also says workspace is limited. Most federal public sector workers will be required to work in office 4 days a week as of July. Global Affairs has also delayed their RTO plans, citing a lack of office space. There is also new details on how many public servants are applying for the early retirement packages. The federal government says around 6,000 employees have applied to retire early so far. In December, 68,000 federal employees were told that they are qualified for that program, which is part of the government's plan to reduce the size of the public service.
2 Ontario residents who were aboard the Dutch cruise ship during a deadly Hantavirus outbreak have returned home and are isolating. Ontario's Health Minister Sylvia Jones says they have no symptoms and are not believed to be at risk of transmitting the virus. A Quebec resident is also isolating in that province after being on the same flight as a passenger who had the virus. That person is also not experiencing any symptoms. The virus has been identified as a strain that is capable of spreading human to human, but epidemiologists say that would only happen through close contact.
We are getting regular updates on not only these 2 individuals, but preparing to see if there are any other individuals who could perhaps return to Canada and Ontario. The incubation and monitoring period will likely be in the 30-day period.
The Ontario residents are among more than 24 passengers who got off the cruise ship April 24th. The World Health Organization says it is developing guidelines for when the other passengers disembark the ship and travel home. The WHO says 8 cases have been reported and 5 have been confirmed as hantavirus. Of those, 3 people have died. The school at the center of a national tragedy in Tumbler Ridge earlier this year will be demolished and rebuilt on a new site.
One of the things that was apparent to me in conversations with some of the kids from the school was a high level of anxiety about whether or not they'd have to go back to the same school building. And I said in my remarks that night that no child would be forced, no educator would be forced, no staff would be forced to go back into that same school building.
6 people were killed and 2 others were hurt when an 18-year-old former student opened fire at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School in February. There is no timeline yet for the construction of the new school.
A tanker truck carrying jet fuel to CFB Petawawa Wednesday night went up in flames, sending plumes of smoke into the skies. This happened on Highway 17 near Whitewater Road, just outside of Pembroke. The highway was closed for much of the day yesterday and reopened around 5:30. No injuries have been reported, and police say the truck's driver managed to get out safely. Crews say their priority was containing the spread of the fire to the nearby brush.
It was too far gone within minutes, and I mean minutes. Like our response time was probably 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 at the late most, and I mean it was already fully, like it was just too much heat coming out of it at that. I mean, we can put water on it, but you can put water on jet fuel all day.
The site is being assessed by the Ontario Spills Action Centre, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.
It was a very lucky day for a slot machine player at the Casino de Lac Lévis in Gatineau.
Lotto Quebec says a man walked away with $1.1 million in prize winnings.
And it wasn't any of us. The big win came from a Wheel of Fortune slot machine, which was on April 24th.
When I think of slot machines, I think of, you know, like $5, yay, $20, woohoo! Not $1 million. That's really substantial.
Absolutely.
And it would have just kept going and going
Yes.
and going and going. I could imagine the rush of what that would have felt like. As it, like, I don't know if that particular machine was like, you won $1 million, or if you just keep waiting, like, how much am I gonna get?
Oh my goodness, the surprise. And probably not a large coin to win that million either. It's not like you had to spend
a couple dollars spin maybe.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. Our forecast today, it's another day that we're going to see cloudy skies and a little bit cool. Unfortunately, we could even see some scattered showers later on this afternoon. Temps right now still in those single digits. We're sitting at 5 degrees. It's a little bit cloudy out there to start off your morning. Similar in Cornwall, 6 degrees, 4 in Kingston, as well as out in the valley. So this is what we will see in our skies today. Right now, it is cloudy skies, a bit of sunshine. Late this afternoon, though, we could start to see some scattered showers. It looks like around 4 p.m. when we could see a little bit of rain. It will continue until about midnight. And then after midnight, clearing up, beautiful and sunny into tomorrow. But as we head into Sunday, more spotty showers possible. So, of course, kids heading off to recess today, what can you expect? You'll get to see sunshine, so you don't have to worry about that rain. It's not until later on when you're leaving school that we could see some spotty showers on the way. 12 degrees for us here in Ottawa, same within Cornwall, out in the valley, sitting at 13 in Pembroke Petawawa today, same over in Gatineau. So for if you're heading to the baseball game tonight, Titans home opener, what can you expect at the Diamond? Well, temperatures still hovering around 11 degrees for that first pitch. Could see those spotty showers throughout the evening, so keep that in mind. A little bit cooler by the 7th inning, where temperatures will hover around 9 degrees. Dropping all the way to 3 overnight. Tomorrow, beautiful, sunny, 16 is the high, lots of sunshine, then those spotty showers Sunday in through Monday.
All right, not so bad. As long as those frost warnings, I think, are gone, we'll start to be a little bit happier. Taking a look at your Friday morning commute at this time, as Melissa stated, no rainfall as of yet, so that sunshine is starting to poke through on your Friday morning commute. Taking a look at the traffic, everything moving quite smoothly at this time. We're cruising up to about 7:40, so might start to see some congestion as we look ahead to the next maybe 20 minutes or so. As of right now, though, everything is looking pretty good and no major accidents or conditions to pass along.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Our nation, are you ready? The Ottawa Redblacks training camp starts this weekend, and a way that fans can also get in on the action. With more on that, we're joined by linebacker AJ Allen and receiver Gino Lewis. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. How you
So
doing?
great to see you here.
Yes.
I'm good.
pleasure.
I'm good. But I want to know how you guys are doing. Of course, training camp. This time of the year, it's kind of like mixed feelings, right? It's like the jitters of training camp, the excitement at the same time. How are you feeling?
Excited. I can't wait. I can't
You're
wait.
excited, new to the team this year.
Another opportunity, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. How are you feeling,
I'm
Gino?
excited. I'm just glad to have the opportunity to get back on the field again. It was a long off season, so
Right.
you know it's good to get back in the locker room with the guys and get back to war.
Long off season for you because you played on the team last year. Short one for you because you're a Grey Cup champion. How does it feel to win, you know, last year in 2025 and then be with a new team this year? What mentality are you taking from that big win to bring into this season?
For sure. The word I've been using this offseason is blissful.
Yeah.
You know, I've been playing football for a long time, and every decision, you know, we've all made is to be a champion. So it's blissful that they all kind of worked out. They were worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm excited to bring like a winning culture, and also just friendship. You know, camaraderie. I think that's the first thing any team is necessary to start winning more football games and keep going 1-0 in order to win championships. So I'm just excited to get to meet everybody and make an impact.
And so I guess the question many have is why Ottawa? Because you obviously left Saskatchewan, Grey Cup champions, moved to Ottawa, new team, new city. Why did you choose Ottawa?
It was important to me in the free agency process to go where I was wanted and go where they love football.
Yeah.
And Sean Burke, I'm also respectful on time. Sean Burke called me at 12 o'clock.
Wow.
Not 12:01, not
Yeah.
12:03, at 12 o'clock. And that meant a lot to me because not only that showed I was wanted, but it shows that they love football. They're on time, they're punctual, and that's important to me. Ryan Dinwiddie called me at like 12:10. Coach Fields called me at like 12:30. It was
Everybody was on
everybody
time.
was on time, and I can respect that and appreciate that. So after seeing that, the decision was kind of made for me.
And Tino, as a returning player, what do you think about all the acquisitions? Because a lot of changes in the offseason.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, for me, this is year 10, so
Wow.
I've been in a lot of locker rooms. I've seen a lot of, you know, situations. So, you know, for me, I'm just excited for the new guys to come in here. I'm excited for AJ to be there, like he said, to, you know, give a winning mentality. And, you know, our main focus is the Grey Cup. Like, that's all we're trying to do. That's my main thing at this point in time. Like, I want to be great. I want to help the people around me be great. And, you know, the sky's the limit if we all just lock in and do our job.
Talk about the fans here in Ottawa, because we have some very passionate fans. Are you looking forward to them being even, you know, a little more hungry this year?
Absolutely. You know, first of all, we love our fans, and you know, we do this for the fans. And if it wasn't for them, you know, we probably wouldn't be able to do what we can do. So, you know, we love our fans. You know, obviously we got Fan Fest coming up on May 16th, which is going to be awesome. And I think for them to come out there and us to, you know, give them a show, give the kids some excitement, that's what keeps them coming and keeps them going to the games and just loving the situation.
And AJ, I have to ask you, because I hear navigating the city is a little challenging at times. How are you doing?
You're very right. I missed my I missed my turn, and I couldn't get back to the same street that I missed the turn off of. I had to make 4 rights. I still didn't get there. This city's confusing. I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it. But yeah, my lefts and rights are proper, but you know, the road split off, and I couldn't get back to the one I needed. Man, I'm lost.
You're
sometimes.
lost.
Even on I got here on Wednesday, and it took me. I got here at like 9:30.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the player entrance to the stadium. I didn't get on the field till 10:20. I was so
like,
lost.
I'm sorry,
in
that parking garage is a nightmare.
I had no clue where I was going.
It takes some time to navigate, but you will eventually find your steps in that parking garage. I think we've all been there lost, being like, someone, can you help me get out of here?
Please. I don't know where Whole Foods is. I'm lost.
Well, you know what? The nice thing about the people of Ottawa, if you just stop and roll down your window and say, excuse me, can you help me find this place? I'm sure people will be glad to navigate you on that journey.
I appreciate it. Yeah, hey, y'all help me.
Yeah, help him out. If you see him, help him out.
We
Thank you both so much for joining us. And again, Fan Fest happening on the 16th. You mentioned it. And people can go out. They just need to get tickets. But it is absolutely free. And this is a great way to see the new season of the Ottawa Redblacks, the brand new team, get some autographs, meet the players, have some fun. If you want more information, of course, you can head to their website, ottawaredblacks.com. Rosie.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we are checking out this week's new movies with Matt Demers, a.k.a. Mr. Hollywood, including a major video game adaptation. That is coming up next. Matt is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. He's getting himself ready for that segment coming up. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Cloudy sky, but that's okay. It's Friday. It is 7:43. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
We'll take it.
It's Friday, and that means new movies in theaters and streaming at home. Matt Demers, Mr. Hollywood, is here to give us his picks for what we should check out this weekend. Look at this baby right here.
Yeah, you know, this is the latest novelty popcorn bucket for the newest movie to kick off blockbuster season with some combat. Mortal Kombat 2.
It's not something you're born with. It's searching for greatness. Johnny Cage, you have been chosen for Mortal Kombat. Then realizing you've had it in you this entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're back for the second go-round, and Rosie, this is all the brutal fights, over-the-top fatalities that you can cram into a wildly, what I like to call self-aware Hollywood kind of schlock fest. They know what they are, and it's turn off your brain, get ready for action, and lots of fights. It's almost like, you know, it's like the video game. You're in this, it's a tournament, and it's like who's going to win, who's going to lose, but I had fun.
Well, it's Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
It's fighting.
Yes.
And then, you know, you remember the video game and you just keep fighting and then you just keep moving along and keep fighting.
You see the move, yes, yes. And,
right?
my favorite character, Johnny Cage, is in this one. So yeah, love me some Johnny Cage.
So much fun. So you had fun, popcorn movie, there you go. You love Mortal Kombat, go see this one.
They're gonna love it. And I think the next one, families are gonna love The Sheep Detectives.
If there's one secret to happiness in my life, it's taking care of the kindest creatures on earth. Sheep. I want you to meet my flock.
Okay. I want to know about this movie. I want to know what you think because it looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
And you get to see Wolverine in a whole different light.
That's right. And I was whispering to you that I love this movie. I really did because who knew that a movie about sheep detectives could be so charming, so witty, and so downright delightful. So yes, Hugh Jackman's character, he dies. Spoiler alert. It's in the trailer.
It's in there. Yeah.
But the sheep have to solve the case. So it's kind of like, you know, the movie Babe versus Knives Out. But it's fun, and they tackle some poignant themes. I like this a lot.
Did you find there was a little twist when the, you know, for who done it? Okay.
And that's the thing. It's it's actually a great mystery, but fun for the whole family.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. Last one. What do you got?
We got a great Canadian film. It's called At the Place of Ghosts.
I saw him. Both swore that we'd never talk about this. If he can get to me in the city, he's already at your back door. You take care of him, and we can both get back to our own lives.
Yeah, of course you have to throw in there a little, horror, thriller.
I love me some horror, some creep. But no, we're 3 for 3 for movies that I love. This is a slow burn, indigenous, supernatural, time travel odyssey. It's all about this journey these two brothers are going on, and it's all about the power of healing, and there's lots of cultural tradition, and things get kind of scary at times, but a great journey, a great film to watch.
At the Place of the Ghost.
Yeah.
Got to see that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Got to get to your top 5 Mother's Day movies.
Moms, I didn't forget about you. You got to watch this. All these movies. Freaky Friday, Mama, Lady Bird, Stepmom, Mamma Mia, maybe my favorite on the list.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know if moms are going to rush to Mortal Kombat. If not, they can stick to these great Mother's Day flicks.
Those are great choices. Loving Freaky Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
Mamma Mia. Come on. That's
they
great.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some moms will like some Mortal Kombat.
So you got this right here.
Yeah.
Okay. You got all this here.
Yeah.
This is a popcorn.
This is
it
opens up. Yeah.
I just want to see this.
Oh,
there's a popcorn.
There you
Mr.
go.
Hollywood, thank you so much for coming by. I love that. I'm going to get some more popcorn in there. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa. We are getting you good to grow with Robert Plant Greenhouses, plus picking up a little extra gift for Mom among their wide array of flowers and plants. That's coming up after the break. It is 7:52, a chilly start to your morning, just about 5-6 degrees, so just keep that in mind before you head out. We've got Robert Plant Greenhouses coming up after the break.
Here are your milestone celebrations for Friday, May 8th, and we're going to start off with a happy 4th birthday. This is to our sweet Eddie. Hope your day is as amazing as you are. Love, BB and Pops. We also have another happy 4th birthday. This is to Emerson. Such a big year for you as you start kindergarten in the fall. Love from Mommy, Daddy, Twyla, Oma, Opa, Nana, and Papa. We also have a happy 7th birthday to Danik. Enjoy your special day. Love Mama, Papa, Grandma, Grandpa, family, and all of your friends. So we have a happy 12th birthday. This is to Lauren. Love from Mom, Dad, and Aubrey. And double digits, we have a happy 10th birthday to Caleb. Hey, Caleb, I know you. Surprise! Tonight, we are going to celebrate you with an epic Cybertruck themed party. So get ready for all of the fun with your friends. This is with love from Mom, Lila, and your whole family. And from me too, Caleb, happy birthday. And we do have some birthdays for tomorrow. This is Saturday, May 9th. We have a happy 7th birthday to Caroline. This is with love from Mom, Dad, Daniel, Kitty, Kelly, and all of your friends. Go Charge, go! And we have a happy 12th birthday. This is going out to our special Gavin, wishing you a fantastic year ahead. This is greetings from Papa, Mama, Jasmine, and all of your families here in Ottawa and the Philippines. How incredible. And if you have a milestone celebrated with us, send your birthday announcements for kids 13 years old and younger and those 100 years or more. Wedding anniversaries as well. For those celebrating 50 years or more, all you have to do is send us those emails, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we'll get your announcement on the air. Will.
Oh, it is contest time. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca. We could be paying your bills with a nice massive $20,000. Imagine right now, what would you do with all that cash? The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is profit. So what you do, head to our contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the left side of your screen. Enter code word profit with all of your information for your chance to win. This is the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by beancars.ca, Carlton Place. Good luck to all. Stay with us. News headlines and full forecast right after the break as we cruise up to 8 a.m.
It's Friday, May 8th. The countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of their Round 1 playoff series tonight.
We are learning more about the 3 Canadians isolating after exposure to Hantavirus as efforts to continue the deadly outbreak that started on a cruise ship are moving on.
And a tanker truck carrying jet fuel to CFB Petawawa Wednesday night went up in flames, sending plumes of smoke into the sky. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Come on in. We're really glad you could start your day with us. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Willie Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And coming up, Good to Grow with Robert Plant Greenhouses. We're talking Mother's Day. Perfect way to say I love you to Mom on Mother's Day, or maybe Grandma, or a special mom figure in your life with flowers.
Everyone loves flowers.
Absolutely. Smells so good, looks so good, and it sends that message of love. Loving that and looking forward to it. But right now, we're going to get to today's top stories. And we begin with breaking news this morning. Brockville police say a teenager has been taken into custody on suspicion of a triple murder. Police say 3 bodies were found in a home on Brockville's Cartier Court around 11:30 yesterday morning. A 17-year-old Brockville resident was located at an address on the outskirts of the city, according to a police press release. That person was taken into custody and has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and assaulting a police officer. Anyone with information about this incident is being asked to contact Brockville Police. The accused, whose identity is protected by the Youth Criminal Justice Act, will appear in court for a bail hearing later today.
Gatineau police have identified the 2 people who died in a murder-suicide in an apartment building Wednesday morning. Police say a 34-year-old man killed his 30-year-old partner before taking his own life. The woman has been identified as Shannon John Hickey and the man as Tien Quan Vu. Police were initially called to the building on Rue Laurier for a wellness check. Once they arrived, they saw a fire in a 4th-floor unit, and the couple was pronounced dead at the scene.
To sports now. The countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of their Round 1 playoff series tonight. The series comes back to the Capital tied at 1 game apiece. All of the Charge postseason games will be played at the Canadian Tire Centre. The Charge fan zone on the plaza outside the Canadian Tire Centre opens at 4 p.m. You can watch the players arrive at the rink on Electric Avenue. There will also be $5 beers, $2 hot dogs, a live DJ, and more before puck drops at 7 p.m.
Another federal government department says it is delaying the return to office plan for now. Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada says employees will be able to return working 3 days a week on site this summer as opposed to the 4. This comes as the Department of National Defense also says workspace will be limited. Most federal public sector workers will be required to work in office 4 days a week as of July. Global Affairs has also delayed their RTO plans, citing a lack of office space. And we have some new details on how many public servants are applying for early retirement packages. The federal government says around 6,000 employees have applied to retire early. In December, 68,000 federal employees were told that they were allowed to be qualified for the program, which is part of the government's plan to reduce the size of the overall public service.
2 Ontario residents who were aboard the Dutch cruise ship during a deadly Hantavirus outbreak have returned home and are isolating. Ontario's Health Minister Sylvia Jones says they have no symptoms and are not believed to be at risk of transmitting the virus. A Quebec resident is also isolating in that province after being on the same flight as a passenger who had the virus. That person is also not experiencing any symptoms. The virus has been identified as a strain that is capable of spreading human to human, but epidemiologists say that would only happen through close contact.
We are getting regular updates on not only these 2 individuals, but preparing to see if there are any other individuals who could perhaps return to Canada and Ontario. The incubation and monitoring period will likely be in the 30-day period.
The Ontario residents are among more than 24 passengers who got off the cruise ship April 24th. The World Health Organization says it is developing guidelines for when the other passengers disembark the ship and travel home. The WHO says 8 cases have been reported and 5 have been confirmed as hantavirus. Of those, 3 people have died. The school at the center of a national tragedy in Tumbler Ridge earlier this year will be demolished and rebuilt on a new site.
One of the things that was apparent to me in conversations with some of the kids from the school was a high level of anxiety about whether or not they'd have to go back to the same school building. And I said in my remarks that night that no child would be forced, no educator would be forced, no staff would be forced to go back into that same school building.
6 people were killed and 2 others were hurt when an 18-year-old former student opened fire at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School in February. There's no timeline yet for the construction of the new school.
A tanker truck carrying jet fuel to CFB Petawawa Wednesday evening went up in flames, sending plumes of smoke into the sky. This happened on Highway 17 near Whitewater Road, just outside of Pembroke. The highway was closed for much of the day yesterday, reopening around 5:30. No injuries have been reported yet, and police say the truck's driver managed to get out safely. Crews say their priority was containing the spread of the fire to the nearby brush.
It was too far gone within minutes, and I mean minutes. Like our response time was probably 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 at the late most, and I mean it was already fully, like it was just too much heat coming out of it at that. I mean, we can put water on it, but you can put water on jet fuel all day.
The site is being assessed by the Ontario Spills Action Centre, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
And you're being invited out to Saunders Farm this weekend for Tulip Fest.
We're so grateful for the support the community's given us over the last 50 years, and we wanted to do something to give back and to make accessible for our community. And we have always loved the Canadian Tulip Festival downtown, and we still do, but we wanted to do something in countryside version.
For us, it's a real time of celebrating connection and togetherness and joy and hope, especially after the long winter we had.
Yes, Saunders comes through with the tulips. They transformed a rural orchard into a large-scale tulip experience with nearly 500,000 blooms. This is a new spring festival to mark the 50th anniversary season at Saunders Farm.
And while you may want to tiptoe through the tulips, you don't have to do it with fear of all those monsters, ghosts, and goblins that are normally at Saunders Farm. This is a happy springtime. We got to wait till October to experience that again.
Hibernating for a few seasons.
Yes, they certainly are.
That would be something, though, if they were still out amongst all those tulips.
Imagine the trick that they could play on people if they did this tulip festival, but then had the ghosts and the goblins just like kind of lurking in the shadows.
I don't think they would be too kind to the tulips, the ghosts and the goblins. So it's probably a good thing they're hibernating for a few more months.
I think so too, yeah. And they come out like in the nighttime when the tulips are there to experience during the day.
Absolutely. Well, not a bad-looking weekend ahead. I know everybody's looking forward to what are we going to expect. It will be nice Saturday, and then Sunday is looking kind of so-so. Temperatures right now still in those single digits, and we won't break any daytime highs today. It's going to be actually a little bit cooler in the forecast for us. We have warmed up a little bit, though. We were sitting at 5. Now we're sitting at 6 degrees. Still quite cloudy out there this morning. It's also 6 along Cornwall, Montreal, and out in the Valley, Kingston, Trenton area, 5 currently in Brockville. So in our skies today, cloudy with some sunshine, mainly cloudy skies, but we will still get to see some sunny breaks, especially into your early afternoon hours. Then starting around 4 p.m., we could see these spotty little showers. You can see these little green circles here on our screen. Those are the chances of spotty showers. That will start at 4 and continue in through our overnight tonight. So a little bit of wet weather on the way. It will be nice and dry and sunny and through Saturday. Then Sunday, we are expecting more wet weather on the way, which will continue in through your Monday as well. So still seeing a lot of scattered showers and temperatures below seasonal. That's what we've seen the beginning of May, and that's the trend that we will continue to see, unfortunately. 12 degrees is your high for your Friday, 13 out in the Valley, 12 in Bancroft, 12 as well in Trenton. Very similar day to yesterday. We're still dealing with these cooler winds, so it's not going to be overly hot or overly sunny into the forecast today. We're seeing almost a carbon copy of what we did yesterday. For those heading out to the Charge game tonight, the fan zone when it opens, temperature is still sitting at our daytime high 12 degrees, so still quite mild for that time of the day. We could start to see those spotty showers at 4 p.m. That will continue for puck drop and even post game as well, and temperatures will cool off quite a bit by the end of the game, so keep that in mind if you're heading out there. Maybe grab a jacket with a hood to protect you from the rain if we do see any at all. Temperatures overnight falling all the way to 3 degrees, and don't forget Titans home opener also happening tonight, so if you're heading to the ballpark, similar temperatures, could see those spotty showers in the forecast. 19 for tomorrow, looking a little bit warmer. Temperatures just got updated. Originally it was 16 degrees. Now we're going to see a high of 19 tomorrow, so warm, sunny, gorgeous day. Absolute stunning of a day for us. As we head into Sunday, haven't warmed up. Temperatures sitting at 14 degrees. Still some spotty showers in the forecast for us. Then a cool start to next week. It will start to warm up Wednesday in through Thursday. On your drive in, the 417, we have delays eastbound between the Split and Woodruff. Traffic is starting to ease up a little bit in that area, but cleanup is still happening around the intersection of Walkley and Halifax from the earlier morning collision we saw. Westbound Hunt Club, we're also seeing some slowdowns if you are heading eastbound this hour. Will.
All right, returning to our contest time. We want you to wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca. We could potentially be paying your bills. It is a massive $20,000 giveaway. Think about what you could do with all that moolah. Possibilities at this time are endless. So what you do is you enter today's code word, which is profit. Head to our contest page, ctvottawa.ca, or you can scan that QR code, enter the code word profit with all of your information for your chance to win. This is the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by beancars.ca, Carleton Place. Good luck to everybody. And still to come here on Your Morning Ottawa, we are getting you good to grow with Robert Plant Greenhouses, plus, of course, some great gift ideas for Mom. Hi, Colin. He always knows exactly what he's doing. He's got some great gifts, and you know what? Mothers love their flowers. Full details on that coming up. Outside, through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, a little cloudy now. More sunshine as the hours roll on by. And I took a peek there. A beautiful Saturday ahead. Thank you, Melissa. 8:13 on your Friday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And it is time to get good to grow this morning with our friends at Robert Plant Greenhouses. And Colin Matassa is here with all of these beautiful blooms and great gift ideas because we're talking Mother's Day.
Yes.
And the perfect way to say I love you, Mom, and thank you is with some blooms. Hint, hint, honey. You might see Nigel in there this weekend then. All right, tell me what you have in store for us.
Flowers are just the gift that keeps on giving. It lasts much longer than cut flowers, and if you get a nice hanging basket or a planter, it's going to last you all summer into the fall. So we have lots of beautiful hanging baskets. These are some of our larger ones. We go up to 16-inch, 18-inch, even 24-inch hanging baskets. So we have all the sizes. Whether you're looking for sun, for shade, we've got you covered. It's an absolutely fantastic gift idea.
And those are beautiful. What flower is this? Petunia?
This is a super petunia. So they self-deadhead. You don't need to keep deadheading them all summer.
So you can hang them up high and you don't really have to deal with them too much.
Now down at the other end here, we have the Sun Patient basket. That's this one here with the pink flowers.
This one?
That is one of our most popular mixes every summer. It does extremely well in the sun, and it's pretty drought tolerant as well.
Okay, so some great options.
Now when you're getting your mom a hanging basket, make sure that you also get her some of this Flower Max fertilizer. This is going to be the key to help them keep blooming all summer long. She just applies that about once a month by sprinkling it on the soil.
Okay, that's some great advice. Let's talk about, I love pink.
So if you want something different, a little bit more of a tropical flower, this is bougainvillea. Really, really nice option. Again, great for sun. We have hibiscus, something like this, more tropical flower. It's even an edible flower. People use it in drinks and things like that as well.
Salads maybe too.
Yeah.
Ooh, fun.
Now, if she loves to cook, you could always get her a nice little herb garden like this.
So sweet.
This will keep going all summer. She can use it in the cooking. We have parsley, mint, basil, chives, a little bit of everything.
Wow, that's absolutely a brilliant idea. Very, very smart. Okay, what else do you have?
Another idea, if she likes to garden, this is a petite rose. So it's a rose that only gets about 1.5 feet tall and wide, so it stays nice and compact in the garden.
Bushes can go quite large
Exactly.
at times,
This is a very nice, smaller option as well.
Wonderful. Okay, what's this beautiful purple flower?
That one there is lavender. Again, you can use it in a container. Will bloom all summer. Beautiful pink blooms like that, and they smell really nice as well.
Lavender does smell absolutely stunning. It's so calming.
Exactly.
Right?
This one here, this is a new one for this year. It's called a Fairy Trail Bride Cascading Hydrangea. So hydrangea, you know them more as being in the garden, but this is a trailing variety that can grow in a hanging basket. So that's a really, really neat idea as well.
That's a great idea for a bridal shower too, because it's called a Fairy Trail Bride, which is really cute.
Now, I also want to show these really big planters down at the end here. The one here and on the bottom. We grow thousands of porch planters like this. If you're looking for a great idea to put on the front porch or on the patio, this will bloom and last all summer. We grow them. We start them in February, so they're nice and big by this time of the year.
They look like they've been out all summer. They look like June blooms already.
We have the absolute best quality and best selection, so definitely come and check it out as well.
And then this guy?
This guy here, rhododendron. If she wants something that you can plant in the garden, it can go in a more shady spot as well. It doesn't need as much sun. This is a great option for that as well.
I think there's just so many choices. It would be hard to choose just one, but you can help in terms of like sunshade,
Absolutely. We can give you some tips and give you some recommendations. And if you're not sure what to get, you can always get a Robert Plant gift card, the gift that keeps on giving. You can get them online on our website or in person, and then she can come in and choose whatever she likes as well.
And pick out what she wants. And the nice thing is the coffee shop is open too.
Yep, coffee shop is open every day.
A destination of it.
Absolutely, some of the best coffee in town for sure.
Oh, wonderful! Now I have to go try a coffee and go smell all the beautiful blooms. Thank you so much again for joining us here today. And I think coming up very soon we're going to be talking about what you can plant in the garden.
Yes, for sure.
I know we're all looking forward to that. But again, head to Robert Plant for all your Mother's Day gift ideas. Will.
Oh, and wonderful. I'll be snagging some flowers for Mom. Thank you, Colin. Coming up on the show, Annual Art in the Neighborhood is celebrating not 1, not 5, but 10 years in the community. We'll talk with one of the volunteers and highlight some of the wonderful paintings that you see here. All that to come on Your Morning Ottawa. Outside, still seeing a little bit of cloud cover, but more sunshine is expected. The safe word that I use in the weather forecast into the late afternoon window. Stay with us. Happy Friday. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Art in the Neighborhood is a curated collective of over 50 independent artists celebrating 10 amazing years. We have Barbara, one of the original artists, joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Morning, Will.
This is so amazing. You know, you and 5 other artists kind of came up with this idea. How did you get about starting this in general?
Well, we'd been showing around the city for a while, and together we decided we probably could do this on our own rather than paying big fees to the big corporate conglomerates. And so we started there were 6 of us. We first started in my garden in my neighborhood. And since then we've expanded. We've invited artists from outside of our area. We have an artist from Toronto. We have artists from Kingston, from Gatineau, Tremblay. So now we have 55 members in our group.
Amazing, and I love that it's all supporting local artists. And we talked about, there's just something special and energy to having something that's just made for you. And we're gonna go through a few different pieces today. So tell me about what's on the table here.
So we have a collection of printed art. We call it word art. Published work by Sonia Stakely, some of my jewelry, pottery from Tree of Life, a watercolor that's actually mine, B&B Clayworks, a handmade wheel-thrown cup.
Which is perfect for lattes, which you love.
Very perfect for lattes. A handmade box, it's just lovely. Beautiful inside and out. Some photography by me.
I love that. What's this piece we have?
This piece is photography by me, and then I commissioned my friend Jan, who's a member, to do the piece.
The colors are so vibrant.
And that's her style. Every artist has a sort of niche that they develop, right? And her style is those colors.
Beautiful.
And definitely northern pieces.
Yeah, and then we got a couple of horses over here.
Yeah, the horses. Beautiful, from Elizabeth Metcalf. She does wonderful work. I have 5 of her pieces in my house. All of these are hanging in my house, by the way.
Beautiful.
I just went into my collection and pulled things out.
I love that. And then this one, a little bit different here, which I really love.
Sarah
What's on the outside here?
So that's a 2-part epoxy resin that Sarah did for me. Oh, it's probably more than 10 years ago. And she does now work in cold wax. So everyone does develop new ways. So everything's always evolving within our group. New art, new medium, and it's never the same. So we have a show coming up tomorrow, actually, and a lot of these artists will be displaying there. So the last piece we have is a fiber art. A lot of people don't think about fiber as being an art form, and that's the other thing we like to do, is to showcase different medium and how they can translate into art.
That's amazing. I really want to thank you for coming up here. We're going to pop up the poster again with all the details and how people can support all these amazing artists over 10 years. Congratulations on such a milestone, Barbara.
Thank you.
Again, all the details up there Saturday, May 9th from 10 to 4. Melissa, back over to you.
Ottawa and Saint Laurent Centre are celebrating Mother's Day, and we're giving you the chance to win a $500 gift card to make your day unforgettable. Find the perfect gift and treat yourself at Saint Laurent Centre. Explored a wide selection of fashion, beauty, and more with new stores like Sephora and H&M. Saint Laurent Centre, your one destination for everything you need, conveniently located off the 417 with ample free parking. Make this Mother's Day truly special. Visit ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win a $500 shopping spree at Saint Laurent Centre, and good luck. And of course, you can make Mother's Day a whole weekend celebration. Coming up next, we're going to show you some great ideas with lifestyle expert Christian Dare.
It's 8:30. Come on in. I'm Rosie Eden.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Alyssa Lamb.
And before we head to the wonderful Mother's Day on Sunday, the wonderful Christian Dare is going to be with us at the end of the show. And he always thinks about the extra things, right? Like maybe the grandma, maybe the sister who's a mom. He always has those trinkets to make sure everyone is prepared.
And we have some great little crafty fun ideas as well, which I can't wait to learn more about.
Looking forward to that, of course. Right now, we're going to get to today's top headlines. We begin with breaking news this morning. Brockville police say a teenager has been taken into custody on suspicion of a triple murder. Police say 3 bodies were found in a home on Brockville's Cartier Court around 11:30 yesterday morning. A 17-year-old Brockville resident was located at an address on the outskirts of the city, according to a police press release. That person was taken into custody and has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and assaulting a police officer. Anyone with information about this incident is being asked to contact Brockville Police. The accused, whose identity is protected by the Youth Criminal Justice Act, will appear in court for a bail hearing later today.
Gatineau police have identified the 2 people who died in a murder-suicide in an apartment building Wednesday morning. Police say a 34-year-old man killed his 30-year-old partner before taking his own life. The woman has been identified as Shannon Jean Hickey and the man as Tien Quan Vu. Police were initially called to the building on Rue Laurier for a wellness check, and once they arrived, they saw a fire in a 4th-floor unit, and the couple was pronounced dead at the scene.
To sports now, the countdown is on as the Charge get ready to host the Boston Fleet in Game 3 of their Round 1 playoff series tonight. The series comes back to the Capitol tied at 1 game apiece. All of the Charge postseason games will be played at the CTC. The Charge fan zone on the plaza outside the Canadian Tire Centre opens at 4 p.m. You can watch the players arrive at the rink on Electric Avenue. There will also be $5 beers, $2 hot dogs, a live DJ, and much more before puck drops at 7 p.m.
Another federal government department says it is delaying the return to office plan for now. Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada says employees will be able to continue working 3 days a week on site this summer as opposed to the 4. This comes as the Department of National Defense also says workspace is limited. Most federal public sector workers will be required to work in office 4 days a week as of July. Global Affairs has also delayed their return to office plans, citing a lack of office space. And we have some new details to share with you on how many public servants are applying for the early retirement packages. The federal government says around 6,000 employees have applied to retire early. Back in December, 68,000 federal employees were told they qualify for that program, which is part of the government's plan to reduce the size of the public service.
2 Ontario residents who were aboard the Dutch cruise ship during a deadly Hantavirus outbreak have returned home and are isolating. Ontario's Health Minister Sylvia Jones says they have no symptoms and are not believed to be at risk of transmitting the virus. A Quebec resident is also isolating in that province after being on the same flight as a passenger who had the virus. That person is also not experiencing any symptoms. The virus has been identified as a strain that is capable of spreading human to human, but epidemiologists say that would only happen through close contact.
We are getting regular updates on not only these 2 individuals, but preparing to see if there are any other individuals who could perhaps return to Canada and Ontario. The incubation and monitoring period will likely be in the 30-day period.
The Ontario residents are among more than 24 passengers who got off the cruise ship April 24th. The World Health Organization says it is developing guidelines for when the other passengers disembark the ship and travel home. The WHO says 8 cases have been reported and 5 have been confirmed as hantavirus. Of those, 3 people have died. The school at the center of a national tragedy in Tumbler Ridge earlier this year will be demolished and rebuilt on a new site.
One of the things that was apparent to me in conversations with some of the kids from the school was a high level of anxiety about whether or not they'd have to go back to the same school building. And I said in my remarks that night that no child would be forced, no educator would be forced, no staff would be forced to go back into that same school building.
6 people were killed and 2 others were hurt when an 18-year-old former student opened fire at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School in February. There is no timeline yet for the construction of the new school.
A tanker truck carrying jet fuel to CFB Petawawa Wednesday night went up in flames, sending plumes of smoke into the sky. This happened on Highway 17 near Whitewater Road, just outside of Pembroke. The highway was closed for much of the day yesterday, reopening around 5:30. No injuries have been reported, and police say the truck's driver managed to get out safely. Crews say their priority was containing the spread of the fire to the nearby brush.
It was too far gone within minutes, and I mean minutes. Like our response time was probably 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 at the late most, and I mean it was already fully like with just too much heat coming out of it. I mean, we can put water on it, but you can put water on jet fuel all day.
The site is being assessed by the Ontario Spills Action Centre, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
A British historian and television icon is celebrating his 100th birthday today.
A giant portrait of David Attenborough has been carved into a beach in England to mark the special occasion. The creation was made with rakes and is about 80 meters long.
The earthy sketch is fitting for Attenborough, who is best known for his nature documentaries. The piece of art is temporary, of course. Once the tide comes in, the sand drawing will be swept away.
What a fitting gift for his 100th birthday, something carved into the nature, which is what he talks about.
So beautiful.
I want to know the hours it took for them to do that, because I mean, different types of sand strokes to get different colorings in the sand is absolutely incredible.
And like the training that goes into creating a piece like that on the sand, like where are you going to just create that?
Right.
Dealing with the tides. A spectacular piece of art.
A lot of work for it to be washed away, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Our forecast today, I'm very excited because our temperatures just updated about a half an hour ago, and Saturday is looking even better than we originally thought, which is great news. Cloudy and cool for today, though, still sunny into the afternoon with a few scattered showers. Later on today, there's a chance of those showers. 6 degrees for us here in Ottawa, same with in Cornwall, Brockville, and in Kingston, so still cool to start off your morning. Definitely need a sweater or a light jacket this hour. As we head into the day ahead, a little cloudy out there right now. We could see those spotty showers beginning around 4 p.m., but we will still see some sunshine today, kind of off and on, but it's not going to be overly sunny into your afternoon. Tomorrow is looking absolutely beautiful. We have a gorgeous Saturday in the forecast for us. And as we head into Sunday, Monday, we could see some more spotty showers. 12 degrees is the high for today, still below the norm. We should be sitting around 17 degrees this time of the year, 13 for the Valley, 12 for Trenton, Kingston area. The Seaway also sitting at 12 degrees for your high, 13 in Gatineau. A little bit warmer in Montreal today, reaching a high of 15 degrees. So lots of things happening in our sport world tonight. Of course, the Charge are playing at the CTC for their first home playoff game. Titans, their season gets underway as well tonight. So if you're heading to the baseball stadium tonight, of course, it starts at 7 p.m. That's when the first pitch is at. 11 degrees is where temperatures will still be sitting. Could still see a little bit of sunshine at that time. Could see some spotty showers as well. Those spotty showers will continue throughout the 7th inning, where temperatures will drop to 9 degrees. So cooling off a little bit. Bring your jacket. Maybe bring something with a hood in case it does start to rain a little bit. Overall, though, not a bad looking weekend for us. 3 is the overnight low, so still cold tonight, but then tomorrow much better. 19 degrees is the high, so we are going to be nice and warm and sunny. A gorgeous day for Saturday. Sunday a little iffy. We could see those spotty showers. 14 is the high. Next week starting off a little bit wet, but temperatures will start to warm up Wednesday and through Thursday.
They don't come for a long.
On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your drive-in. Still no issues. East to west traffic is looking fairly decent this hour. We aren't seeing any major delays. Rosie.
Today is World Ovarian Cancer Day. While progress is being made, the illness is still the deadliest of all gynecological cancers, with a 63% survival rate for Canadian women. Jennifer Hollington joins me now, and she was diagnosed about 5 years ago, and she blogged about going through living with ovarian cancer. So that's why we've got Jennifer on the show today to talk about just that. It is a pleasure to have you on the show, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Can you tell me about that moment when you were diagnosed? What were even some of the symptoms? Were there any?
The symptoms of ovarian cancer are very mild, and they're very easily confused with other run-of-the-mill kinds of issues like irritable bowel syndrome. So like many women diagnosed with ovarian cancer, I was diagnosed in the emergency department. I woke up with a pain in my abdomen, which is one of the symptoms of ovarian cancer, abdominal pain. I went to the emergency department at the Queensborough Carleton Hospital here in Ottawa, and by the end of the day, following an ultrasound and a blood test, I was informed by the ER doctor that I had ovarian cancer.
For women watching right now who may be feeling some symptoms, they may be a bit hesitant to even see a doctor because it could be such a sensitive area of the body.
Yes.
What was the treatment like? Was it particularly painful?
The treatment for ovarian cancer, it's going to vary by individual. There is a standard of care. surgery followed by chemotherapy, typically 6 rounds of chemotherapy. Different people will respond in different ways. I had a fairly easy time of treatment. I had excellent care at the Ottawa Hospital here in the city through surgery and through the chemotherapy round. And because I have a mutation, an inherited mutation in one of my BRCA genes, breast cancer genes, I was eligible for an additional therapy that works particularly well for people with that condition.
What would you like women to know about ovarian cancer?
So the first thing I would say is to trust yourself. When things feel off in your body, you know it. If you have symptoms that persist for 2 to 3 weeks, and those can be symptoms like bloating, eating difficulties. So you get full very quickly. You take a few bites and think, oh God, I'm already full. Changes in bowel habits. So needing to urinate frequently, having to go to the bathroom frequently, and just pain as well.
Yeah, that pain. Okay. How are you feeling today? You are living with the disease.
Yes, I feel like I am thriving after ovarian cancer. Yes. I'm very lucky. I was recently released from the Ottawa Hospital's gynecologic oncology program, and discharged to the care of my physician because post 5 years with no recurrence, I am one of the lucky ones. Most women diagnosed with ovarian cancer today, more than half will not be here in 5 years. And that's why we need to draw attention to ovarian cancer, to its symptoms, and to encourage women to advocate for themselves when they feel something's not quite right, and support the cause.
Thank you very much for coming on. OvarianCanada.org if folks want more information, right?
Absolutely. Ovarian Cancer Canada is an excellent health charity that not only supports research and does advocacy, but also supports women and families who are experiencing ovarian cancer.
Jennifer, thank you again.
Thank you.
And why don't we take a quick look now at our Centennial Glass Skycam. Yeah, it's an overcast day, a little bit chilly into the afternoon, but Melissa says we got something to look forward to for the Mother's Day weekend in terms of the forecast. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa at 8:43. We'll be right back.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Kicking it off today with the Gloucester Horticultural Society annual fundraising plant sale. This is for the gardeners, both amateur and experienced. Shop for perennials, houseplants, vegetables, and lots more. You can also browse and shop for garden goods and get expert advice from master gardeners. This is tomorrow from 9 to 12 at Orleans Fruit Farm. Admission is free and parking is free too. Next up today is the Indigenous Culture and Art Fundraiser. This features music, drumming, and even a local vendor market, all in support of the Art for Aid project that puts art supplies in the hands of Indigenous youth across Canada. This is tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. at Zion Memorial United Church in Carleton Place. Last on the list today is the Glow of Love Mother's Day Market and concert in support of CHIO. Browse handmade gifts from dozens of local vendors featuring handmade goods, gifts, wellness items, art, and more. Plus, check out loads of live performances. It's tomorrow at the Harold Shankman Hall, and admission is free. As usual, lots more happening this weekend around the capital. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
Mom's Week on Your Morning Ottawa, brought to you in part by Holt Spa, the ultimate escape.
Well, Mother's Day shouldn't just be one day, so let's make it a whole weekend of celebrations, from backyard breakfast picnics to DIY crafting afternoons with the family. And joining us this morning, we have lifestyle expert Christian Dare to show us how to do it all. Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
I love the idea of making it a weekend event, especially with like a little night out.
Yeah, exactly. I say start with a night out. I know moms love to spend time on Mother's Day with their kids, but they also want time with their girlfriends and other moms to do things on their own.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
A little break. So I say do a Friday night out. I'm pitching taking them all to the Devil Wears Prada. So make it a fashion night out.
Yes.
Maybe pick them up a new dress. But then what I love for the great fashion gift is this is the new Chi steam press. It's 3-in-1. It's technically a steamer, but it also clamps open. So it's also an iron.
Okay.
So literally you can iron and steam all at once, available at Best Buy. So it literally is the perfect thing for that fashion-forward mom.
Yes.
She goes out with her friends, she gets dressed up, she has a night out on the town.
Absolutely, so much fun. I love it. Such a great idea. I always want to see that movie, so
Right?
I love this idea. Let's move on to
Saturday
a spa.
afternoon, we're
Okay.
saying spa at home for moms. So take the kids out, take them to grandma's, take them wherever, not grandma's, grandpa's. Grandma needs time off too. And do a spa day at home. So one of the things I love to do is like set her up in the bath, but then my mom always loved to read, so I get her a Kobo. This is the Kobo Libra Color.
Okay.
So it actually is full color, which is great. It stores 24,000 ebooks, so she can never run out of good books. And what I love that they just introduced is a remote. So you literally can sit in the tub and flip the pages.
And I see that you have like all the little tub things ready for us as
Exactly.
well.
So soak in the tub, and then I say get her a glass of wine, because I think every mom needs a glass of wine in the tub. So this is Brown Brothers Moscato Strawberries and Cream. It's the first time available at the LCBO in Canada. It's from Australia. It has a low alcohol content, so only 8%, so super low. A great little afternoon drink, perfect for summer entertaining, perfect for mom.
Oh my goodness, and you have the little bath spa idea set up. I
Right?
love that idea so much. Okay, let's talk
New
about
moms.
new moms.
New moms. So I think new moms who are about to be new moms, it's a great time to celebrate them also. So two of the biggest gifts that I've always seen when I go to every single shower is the Angel Care Soft Touch Baby Bath Support. It's perfect to give a bath at home. And they say when you've got something like this, they enjoy bath time more.
It's
you
true.
and the baby.
Yes.
Right? I know you had one of these and loved it. And then also, I think this is the go-to gift always, the Diaper Genie Essence Pail.
I had both these items.
Right?
Like, as a new parent, I had both these items.
Yeah,
and they
it's
are
one-hand
fantastic.
operation, odor control, really, really easy. And they say because of that, when you make the disposing of the diaper easy, you don't mind diaper changing quite as much.
It's so true. You always just got to make sure you put it in the Diaper Genie,
Exactly.
not leave it on the counter.
I know, Dad.
Yes.
Right?
You don't want that residue when you come back
Yeah.
in the room being like, did someone leave a diaper out, and you smell it?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Exactly.
All right. another
Sunday
idea.
afternoon, I love to do sort of a way to remember moms who are no longer with us. So
Yeah.
as we know, my mom passed a few years ago. So I'm actually, my partner and I were going to spend Sunday afternoon baking her favorite cookies. This is literally the cookies I grew up on when I went to school, peanut butter cookies. Literally, my friends would want to give them to me and I'd trade them for Oreos. I had no idea this was way better back then. But yeah, so pick out her favorite recipe. It's a great way to honor our moms, especially those who have passed versus like, yes, you could light a candle. It's not really my thing.
Yeah.
But baking a cookie makes you, it takes you back to that moment, right? That
Absolutely.
smell and the baking.
And then when you bite into it, it just brings back all
Exactly,
those
all
fun
those memories, right?
I
Perfect
love
way to do it.
Okay, we can't forget a DIY project.
DIY. So I think this is great for your kids at home.
Yes.
Not that I have kids at home, but I would make my kids do this too. So they're literally DIY mom trophies.
So cute.
So the trick to this is literally the Rust-Oleum Now low odor spray paint. Comes in 18 colors, matte finish or gloss, which is perfect. But you literally take, and you can see up here, I used a pill box. You can have like solo cups. You can have that. And literally using hot glue, you're just gonna stack them in different heights. You could add little mom letters and then spray paint them. If you make it, you can see this one, where it has a box inside. Literally, you could hide little gifts from mom inside. She could have keepsakes and
This
then
is
keep it on her
so
dresser all year.
cute.
It's one of those things, those moms who say they don't want anything, they love a handmade gift from their kids.
Handmade gifts are always my favorite. I love when my kids get creative and do things, and this is something that would be right up their alley. And I love that you've just taken things from the house that
Oh
you
yeah,
already
literally
have.
pipe cleaners, ribbons, little wooden, like literally almost anything. These are little foam pieces kids love to craft with.
Oh my goodness.
Easy, easy.
And the spray paint, super easy to use.
Super easy to use. It's low odor, and I make a joke like, I spray paint in places you shouldn't indoors, which you should never do. But literally, it does have 30% less odor, and it actually is great. Super easy coverage and 18 colors.
Oh my goodness, so many great ideas. Thank you, Christian, for joining us today. I don't even know which one I would choose because I want the night out, I want the spa day. I'm no longer a new parent, but I love DIY, so I think I'd take a little
I
bit
hope your
all.
husband and kid are listening, because this is
Yes.
basically Mel's whole weekend planned right here.
There you go. I have a whole weekend planned. Friday night, tonight, we have Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. I'll bake with my own mom, so I love it. A full weekend of events. Thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, you can always follow Christian online for all of his fun ideas and adventures. Will.
Doesn't get better than Christian Dare. All right, contest time. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca. We could be paying your bills with a massive $20,000. Think right now. What would you do with all that cash? It is yours to do with as you please. Today's code word is profit. So what you do, head to our contest page at ctvottawa.ca, or you can scan that QR code on the left side of your screen. Enter today's code word, profit, with all of your information for your chance to win. This is the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by beancars.ca, Carlton Place. Stay with us, friends. We will be right back after the commercial break to wrap up your Friday show.
Do you know of a great local business that we should highlight as part of your neighborhood feature? Send us an email at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We would love to go out in your community and find out what you have in store for us.
Yeah, we always love going out to those different areas, and we also love when cookies are into our newsroom. Chris and Jared just leaving them, not just for us, but Rosie, you said that you wanted cookies earlier in this week.
Absolutely.
Peanut butter
And he
cookies.
delivered.
Look at that. Who's coming behind us here? Oh, boy. That's a crew. Food.
I feel like
There you go. Even though these are Mother's Day cookies, but you know what? You guys mother us, so y'all take care
Steve,
of us.
get over here.
The crew takes care of us. Oh, he's just going to take it all. Oh, Jared Bear, you got to go after. Steven took all of it.
Go get him. Go get him, Jared.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
That's what happens when food comes on the set here at Your Morning Ottawa. The crew comes
they're coming
in.
back. They're coming back.
Well,
I just
there
want
you
to say, too, Happy Mother's Day to you, Rosie, to you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa.
This weekend is all about you, too.
To all the
Cookies,
moms out
whatever
there
you guys want.
We'll see you back here on Monday. Happy Mother's Day.